Very good morning to everyone. And today, let me start with a small, slightly embarrassing habit that I used to have. Every month, and these were the days when I was in a job, so every month my salary would arrive, and like a dutiful citizen, I would pay the house help, the milkman, the electricity bill, the credit card, the school fees, that cousin's wedding gift I forgot to budget for, and whatever tiny amount survived this massacre. I would proudly call my savings. Some months that survivor was a hero, but most months it simply didn't show up. So I used to think I had a savings problem. Turns out I had an order problem because I was paying everyone in the world, the milkman, the mall, the mobile bill, before I ever thought of paying the one person who works hardest for that money, me. And that, my friends, is exactly what we are talking about this morning. A small shift in order that creates a massive shift in your future. And we are calling it the habit of paying yourself first. And here's a thought I would like you to carry with you well beyond this session. Before paying others, remember to invest in your own future. So let me say that again. Before paying others, remember to invest in your own future. See, it doesn't say instead of paying others, it says before. And that one word changes everything. So think of a farmer at harvest time. A wise farmer doesn't sell every single grain in the market the day it's harvested. Before the harvest is shared, sold, or celebrated over, a portion is quietly set aside as seed for the next sowing. The handful of seed looks small, almost forgettable compared to the mountain of harvest around it. But it is that small set aside portion that becomes next season's entire crop and the season after that. To skip the seed even once, however grand this year's harvest was, and next year there's nothing to plant. So our income works exactly like that harvest. Spend it all, however well intentioned the spending, and there's no seed left for tomorrow's abundance. And here's what most of us do quite innocently. We save whatever happens to be left over after all the spending is done. The problem is, in a rising cost world, there's rarely anything left over. Leftover saving usually means leftover nothing. Yes. So financially disciplined people simply reverse the order of the same three steps. Save first, spend wisely, invest consistently. So let me bring this to life with people you'll recognize. Meet Kamlaji, a homemaker in Kanpur, who runs her entire household on the money her husband hands her each month. And yet, unknown to him for years, quietly kept aside 100 rupees a week in an old Cadbury tin before buying even the vegetables. That tin moved patiently into a recurring deposit over a decade, funded her daughter's college admission fee in cash. No loan, no drama. The same week, her husband was still calculating EMIs. And meet Anjali, a working woman in Bengaluru, in tech, earning well. Like many of us, an enthusiastic online shopper the moment the salary SMS arrives. 2 years ago, she set up one simple rule. The day salary is credited, 10% auto transfers into a mutual fund SIP before she even opens Mintra. She didn't become richer overnight. She simply stopped being able to spend money she never saw in her account in the first place. And meet Sureshji, a shopkeeper in Indore whose income arrives in cash unevenly. Some days brilliant, some days quiet. And he keeps an old steel box behind the counter, and every single evening, good day or bad, a fixed note goes into that box before the day's earnings go anywhere else, even before restocking. 20 years later, that boring steel box habit is what expanded his one shop into two without a single loan. None of them are extraordinary earners. They simply change the order of three ordinary steps. And here's the quiet secret behind all the three stories. It was never about the size of the amount. Even small amounts saved regularly compound into significant results over time. Consistency matters far more than perfection. So, here is your reflection exercise for the day. That is what I would like you to do right now before this thought fades into the busyness of the day. Decide on one number, a fixed percentage or a fixed amount that you will save each month before you spend on anything discretionary. Write it down, not in your head, on paper, or in your phone's notes right now. A decision that stays unwritten usually stays undone. Yes. A tree does not become a tree by giving away every seed it produces. It becomes a forest generation after generation because some seeds are always quietly set aside first. You've worked hard for every rupee that comes to you. The very least that rupee deserves is to meet you, its first earner, before it meets the small, that the market, the moment's mood. So here is my call to action today. Before you spend on one single discretionary rupee, move your chosen amount aside first, even if it's just 100 rupees. Not tomorrow, not from next month, today itself. Because in the end, paying everyone else first was never really discipline. It was just habit. Paying yourself first, and that is the beginning of freedom. So, with that thought, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you.